Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Big Al. Welcome to the garage. 500 subscribers. Y'all did it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So here it is, my very first live stream as promised. I wanted to do this last night, but didn't really get to do it. So that was kind of a bummer. I didn't know that I had to wait 24 hours before YouTube would actually allow me to do a live stream. Um, this is very cool. I'm very glad I made it this far. I didn't think it was going to happen. Definitely excited for what the future of this channel holds. I'm hoping that we'll hit that 1,000 soon. We'll get monetized, and we will be able to do all kinds of exciting new things. So, as a lot of you know, my wife has purchased a new car, and the Corolla, well, not really entirely sure what we're going to do with it. Originally, we were going to go ahead and trade it in, but the trade-in offer was $100. Frankly, that was insulting. So, I think we're going to keep the Corolla, and we're going to start fixing it up, my son and I, as a father-son project. My apologies. Wow. Don't know what I'm allergic to out here. So, the Corolla. I actually have a video that I'll be releasing fairly soon of me painting it. The roof, anyway. Slightly different shade of blue than the car is now, but I think it's going to look actually pretty cool in a two-tone blue scheme. Thinking right now, just mothball it until my son is old enough to drive and let it be his car. So, while I'm on here, this was going to be a 500 subscriber Ask Me Anything video. So, please feel free to start commenting and ask me anything. In the meantime, I'll just keep on talking. So, the Corolla, obviously, we will be painting it, fixing it up. My son is 9 now. We've still got a ways to go before he is old enough to even get his learner's permit, but that's not going to stop us from working on it, having a good time, and making a lot of videos. Jordan, have I ever been to the Cass Scenic Railroad? I have not, but it is on my bucket list of things to do. I love steam locomotives, and shays and climaxes like they have on Cass are actually really cool. My shirt doesn't give it away. I'm a huge fan of the Pennsylvania Railroad. I'm also a huge model railroader and rail fan outside of this. Hair is on point. Thank you. Yeah, I actually tried to make it look half decent for this. Oh, on to the, one thing I am sad about is a fellow YouTuber, um, fellow upstate South Carolinian Rob Pitts, aka Rabbit, unfortunately passed away over the weekend. I'm very sad to hear about that. I always loved his stories on VinWiki and on his channel, and I kind of got into YouTube because of him. Wish I had the opportunity to tell him that in person. I wanted to go check out his place down in Seneca, just never got around to it. So, if any of you out there who are watching have a drink on you, let's raise a glass to Rabbit. Salud. Let's see, I'm modeling an HO scale in my basement. CNO in the 9. Love it. That should be a good coal hauling. Drinking a beer now, huh? Well, cheers. Oh yeah, I've updated you on the Corolla, so we're going to fix that up, make it my son's first car. Now, the car that, can I play a song? Not right now, unfortunately. The Corvair. That's the car that you guys are all coming on the channel to see. We have a lot of projects coming up. I'm waiting until the fall time when, you know, it's not so humid outside. I mean, South Carolina is like being in a steam bath in the summertime, and we are going to repair the rust hopefully this year on the heels of the fenders where those cars always go. Get those repainted. Repaint the front hood. We are going to... Oh, wow. The shocks. All four of those have got to be replaced. It's riding on the original shocks from 1965, so sometimes I think for every mile I travel forward, I travel a mile up and down. That's got to get changed out. I mean, one of them is leaking. We are probably going to paint the whole roof and other parts of the car silver as well. It's going to look really cool when it's all done. Doing it as a tribute car to my father's old Corsa that he had back in the 70s. It was red with a silver roof, silver rear grills, silver back cove. Seen a couple photos of it. I'll have to post them on the community page sometimes. It looked really, really neat. The Corvair is the car you guys have all come on here to see. And I know I've been talking about my wife's new car for a while. I'm really building the suspense on that one. I've got a video coming up on it soon. It is, and guys, don't hate me for this, a Hyundai Ioniq 5 EV. I know, don't look at me like that. I'm a car guy. I'm supposed to dislike EVs. But you guys know the phrase, happy wife, happy life, right? Anyway, it's a perfect family car. It's good for stop-and-go traffic on Wade Hampton Boulevard, and I'll keep my fun cars, thank you very much. Does actually do pretty well as a family car. We drove it up to North Carolina, were able to charge, drive it back. Worked pretty well. You know, I admit, yes, the instant acceleration in an EV is fun, but that's about the only fun thing it's got. What time is it for me? It is 9 o'clock in the evening. What time is it for you? And welcome to the live stream, by the way. Oh, as for the other car on this channel, my 2016 Camry, not really going to do anything to it other than maintain it. It's basically my work car, so you are one time zone behind me, it looks like, in Central Time. I know, I'm naughty. I'm drinking beer on live YouTube. So the Corvair, I've done quite a bit to it. I actually took it to Cars and Coffee. You guys saw the video. There is another cruise night coming up in about 2 weeks. I'm hoping to take it there. I'll give you guys the details on that. Once that happens, if that's set in stone, that'll be in Taylors, South Carolina. What else is there to talk about? Okay. So, there's a lot of other YouTubers on here that I love to watch. Some of my favorites are obviously VinWiki, I mentioned, but I also love to watch JR Go. I love Pole Barn Garage, Junkyard Digs, Hoovy, Tavarish. Those, I'd say, are my top 5 YouTube channels right there. Some other things. I'm thinking about getting back into doing the whole Big Al's Top 10 video for a while. I was doing those where I counted down my top 10 things. Been wanting to do one about top 10, you know, songs about cars, but kind of hard to do that and not fill it exclusively with Beach Boys songs or Jan and Dean. So I might need some help with that one. Alright, So what else have I got coming down the pike? Obviously, I have plenty of content for the Corvair. We're going to be doing the Corolla project car now. That's becoming a project car now. That should keep us busy for a while. I mean, I'm going to have to probably let my son have a lot of the control on the Corolla build and what we do with it. I know he definitely needs a lot of cleaning up and fixing up right now. It was very kind of badly neglected for the past few years while it was basically my wife's work car. Got to put some panels and things back in it. Got to clean it up. Got to make it a decent drivable car and other stuff. The Corolla, I mean, not the Corolla, the Corvair is pretty well sorted. It's funny, up until just a week ago today, every one of my cars started with a C. Corvair, Camry, Corolla. Fortunately, now with the new car, I can't really say that anymore. Also happy that we can get 2 cars in the garage again, and I actually have some decent amount of room to work out here. It's nice. I actually have to reorganize the workshop part of the garage. Unfortunately, it is a mess. Oh! Yeah, one other project. Big project for the Corvair. That needs to happen this winter. I didn't realize that was not bolted together. The secondaries need to be put back on. This one, obviously, is the one that I have not gotten around to rebuilding yet. Here's the base. Getting the Venturi out, unfortunately, got a little ugly and involved me having to drill it out. We got the top part here. This, you can see this accelerator pump is just trashed. But I've got spares. I have a whole shelf right up above me of Corvair parts. Plenty. And I know I've got some decent accelerator pumps in there. That should be easy enough to fix. I also have to put the floats and the needle and seat back in here. The GM Rochester carb was, of course, unique to the Corvair. And obviously, it's a 140 engine. It really needs to have its secondaries put back on. I don't understand why people take them off. And if you want that, just go get a 110. It's meant to have its secondary carbs, otherwise it can lean out when you're really getting into the throttle. And that can cause the engine to run a little hot, and well, 140s are already prone to dropping valve seats as it is. You don't want to do anything that will further exacerbate the dropping of valve seats. So yes, the secondary carburetors are definitely on the list. One is rebuilt and ready to go. That one I just showed you obviously needs to be... I need to finish putting it back together. Like I said, needle and seat got to go back in. Power valves got to go back in. Needs a new accelerator pump. And then I have got to figure out how to assemble all the linkage. The 140s from 65 were different from the 140 engines from 66 onwards. The 66 onward 140s had a lockout mechanism on them that kept the secondaries from opening until the engine was fully warmed up. Whereas the 65s, the secondaries will open up above 3,000 RPM. Now, I think a lot of people will take them off as a fuel-saving measure. And once again, just friendly reminder, this is an Ask Me Anything. So if you've got a question, throw it in the comments and I will answer it. And back to the Corvair, obviously, like I said, the secondary carbs have to go back on. I have a 140 air cleaner pontoon needs to go on. I actually fixed that up way back before I even started this channel. I kind of regret not starting the channel sooner, because there were some cool projects that I wanted to show you. When I first bought that car back in 2019, the brakes basically had no stopping power. The steering was incredibly vague. You'd be turning the wheel like this, and the car would still be going straight, which is kind of unnerving with oncoming traffic coming towards you. So, first 9 months I had the car, I basically couldn't drive it. My father and I went through new wheel cylinders on all four wheels, new shoes, bled the brakes. What else did we do? Oh, we adjusted the steering box, and there's like an outer ring you have to loosen up. The way we were able to do it was with a legally obtained railroad spike and a hammer. So if you can get a legally obtained railroad spike, I strongly suggest having one in your toolbox. What else? Oh yes, the transmission shifter linkage rebuild. That was a big one. A Corvair, the gear shift lever on the floor, goes to a shaft that is inside an outer tube, and that outer tube has a plastic bushing, or at least it did from the factory, on each end to keep it clean. Well, as you can imagine, over the past 60 years, those plastic bushings dry rotted and disintegrated, and shifting was just sloppy and all over the place. Clark's Corvair Parts sells a kit to replace those plastic bushings with bronze ones. And my father and I did that. It was a much nastier, messy job than we anticipated. But now the car shifts like a bolt-action rifle. I strongly recommend doing that. If you have a Corvair, I think that and doing your pushrod tube seals should be the first thing you do. Those are job one. And if you are wanting to buy a Corvair, I may make a whole video just on, what to look for if you're looking to buy a Corvair. Because there is a lot to look for, but some of the highlights: you want to have a cold start. So when you get there, feel the engine, feel if it's warm. If you want to get down and look under the car, look at the front cross member, make sure it's in good condition. You want to ask the seller if the pushrod seals have been done with the Viton seals. And that's my water heater revving up. I've got a tankless job over here. Highly recommend. Especially in a house with 4 people wanting to use the shower at the same time. Definitely. The only thing is it tends to click on when I'm trying to make a YouTube video. I mean, good golly. Alright. So I'll give this a few more minutes. I hope some more people will pop on here and say howdy. I know I meant to do this last night. Unfortunately, YouTube had other plans. So, there goes that water heater again. So, what is my ultimate goal with this channel? Well, like I said in a video, this is always going to be the channel of attainable dreams. I'm not looking to go out and buy supercars or anything. I want to keep it to cars like the Corvair that, you can go out and afford and have a fun driver. And it was originally that and just showing you how to do some of the basics. So I'll continue to show you how to do some of the basic stuff, like doing brake jobs. We'll continue fixing up the Corvair, and obviously the Corolla is becoming a project car now, and obviously what I would love to have in the future is my own shop, like a lot of the other YouTubers. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, just 4 walls, a roof, and concrete floor, and a couple of lifts. That way I can get out of the family car garage and make as many messes as I want and not have to worry about the homeowner association and all that other good stuff. Alright. Well, is anybody else going to pop on here? Say hello? Again, I just want to thank all of you for getting me to 500 subscribers and getting me closer to the goal of actually monetizing my channel, because once we do that, we can actually start, doing more on this channel. The more revenue I've got coming in, the more I can do. I definitely want to do some fun stuff with the Corvair also. I would love to put the Clark's extractor mufflers on there. The trombone ones, I've heard them on a couple 140 Corvairs, and they sound absolutely amazing. Alright, I'm going to give this another 10 minutes probably, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Hoping some more of you will tune in. I'm also thinking about starting an additional channel, maybe just for stuff that is not automotive related. I have posted some home improvement, home repair videos on here. They haven't always done the best, so maybe I'll just start a separate channel for that. And I do have another channel called Model Railroading with Big Al for all of my rail fanning videos and model railroad videos and videos of my layout. Hope you'll check that out. I'm not even trying to monetize that one at this point. Right now, the car stuff is taking up a lot of my time. And, well, is there anything else you guys want to know? So, yes, are my children into cars? Somewhat. My son especially. He will point out Mustang and, oh, there's another car. He'll point out all the cars that we see that are cool. And he came to Cars and Coffee with me, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that with him. And that's kind of how I got into cars in middle school, really. I was about 13, 14 years old. And I was the one out in the garage. My dad had me holding the flashlight, and you know how that goes, but I'd getting him tools and all that stuff. But it was more than just that. My father was a teacher by trade. I'm also, a school teacher myself. So he taught while he was doing it. He would sit there, and we'd be doing the breaks, and he would explain, here's what I'm doing. Here's why I'm doing it this way. Here's why you use this tool. This is what you want to avoid. And I learned a lot from him, and that saved me a lot of money. And I think that's part of the reason I'm on here making these videos, is I want to pass that knowledge on like my father passed that on. I also want to pass that on to my children. My son is very interested, but I also want my daughter to learn how to do this, because I'm not raising no damsel in distress. No. She's going to be the one who changes the tire for her boyfriend, if I have anything to say about it. She'll be able to take care of herself. That's how you got to do it these days. Teach your kids how to work on your cars. I mean, even if you don't actually do the work yourself, just knowing about that stuff is good. Knowledge is power. I mean, if you know what to check under your hood, you're not going to get ripped off when you go to the mechanic. You're going to be the one the mechanic hates. The one that they can't pull a fast one on. And the dealership, or stealership as I like to call them, is really going to hate you because they really can't take advantage of you. So, yeah, knowledge is power. Power that could save you a lot of money. And I'm happy to share that with you all. Again, if you have any questions, just throw them down in the comments and I'll answer them. Ask me anything. Whether it's car related or... And yeah, I do have 2 children. My son is 9, my daughter is 7. They both love riding in the Corvair. And the other day we were on I-85 coming home and both kids, Lamborghini! And sure enough, going northbound was a beautiful orange Murcielago. And yeah, I say this is the channel of attainable dreams. I absolutely would love to own a Lamborghini Murcielago someday. I think that's going to be my goal for my 50th birthday, is to attain that dream. Even if I fall short, hey, I hope you guys will come along on the ride with me. And here we are at 500 subscribers. 503, actually, as of last check. I just really am grateful to have all of you here, coming along for the ride. It's been a great one so far. I can hear my dryer clanking away in there. It's the one thing about this garage. It's really not great for recording videos. Anyway, probably going to give this another 5 minutes. It's getting hot out here. Just want to thank those of you who did tune in. Thank you for tuning in. Well, this is kind of a rambling stream of consciousness. Another YouTuber I love to follow, Casey Putsch from Genius Garage. Casey, I think you're doing a great thing out there with Genius Garage. I applaud you for it. I wished I would have had someone like you when I was in my college years. You know, I'm a typical millennial who fell into that whole, everybody's got to go to college, it's the only way forward. And me, I wanted to work for the railroad. You know, I loved trains a lot more back then than I do now, and I still love trains, don't get me wrong. But everyone told me when I wanted to work for the railroad, hey, don't sell yourself short, you're too smart for that. Well, if I had done that, I'd have a 6-figure-a-year union job with excellent benefits and a pension. Yeah, that's really selling myself short there. You know, I think the blue-collar trades, you know, I think Mike Rowe is right. We need to promote that more because not everybody can go to college. And the world needs car mechanics. We need them a lot more than, you know, certain useless majors out there. You pick the major. I'm not starting any controversies here. All right, I'm going to give this about another 2 minutes. Then I am going to sign off for the night. Again, thank you to everyone who joined me here tonight. I look forward to seeing where this channel is going in the future. I will try to do more live streams in the future, obviously. Maybe once a month or something like that. The next event I plan to be at, hopefully, weather permitting, is going to be Cruise Night at Fuddruckers in Taylor, South Carolina on September 14th. Hope to see you there, if you can make it. And that's about it. I mean, got a question again, please throw it in the comments and I'll answer it for you. Now, as for the Corvair, what do I think is the most bang for the buck? Obviously, the 140 manual is the most bang for the buck. The turbo cars can be fun, but they're a bit temperamental. 140 with a manual gives you the most power and the least amount of trouble, as far as I'm concerned. Although the 110 is a good motor, too. Not going to lie to you about that. Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for tonight. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. And thank you, everybody who has subscribed to this channel. Help build it to what it is today. I will see you in my next video. Peace out.